Welcome back, gamers. This is Gaming Greg, and this is Gaming with the Guys. And I am excited because last time we talked about places to eat around Adepticon because people were having a hard time or they couldn't find places nearby to eat at Adepticon, which is true because it's in the middle of a office park. So it's kind of hard to see things. But as we talked about last episode, if you're willing to take a little bit of a hike or a really quick car ride or Uber ride, there are a plethora, I like using big words, plethora of dining establishments. However, they might not all suit your fancy. So where can we find more restaurants? Is this the sum total of all the restaurants around Adepticon? Is everything along Algonquin Road? For those of you who don't live in the area, that will mean absolutely nothing to you. But as we showed on the map, Algonquin Road is just a stone's throw away from the convention center. So what is a man to do? Will he starve? Will he wither away? I'm going to consult a doctor to see what I should do about this. So to help me, I'm bringing in Dr. Dice, my Epicurean doctor, to make sure that I'll survive any kind of possible gaming starvation. Doctor, tell me there's some solution to my hunger.
There is hope.
There is hope for me.
There is foods.
Even though
you may nosh, you may nom nom nom.
Even though I eat cheap.
Well, we're going to talk about eating cheap.
No, that's good.
Cheap. I think the restaurants that we're about to talk about are on the mid to lower end of the spectrum. There's a couple that can get a little more expensive, but
there are a couple there that are gonna spike that wallet.
Really
dollar.
Average.
I stutter just even thinking about it. I'm like my son. Oh, I gotta spend extra money.
You get what you pay for.
You do get what you pay for. So last time we were talking, we talked about things that are within the area. But I will have to admit, we did kind of focus a bit on what was right around the Schaumburg Convention area, because that's where most gamers are going to be. That's where the exhibitors are at. That's where a large majority of the events are. However, I did, not thinking, historicals are over at the Hyatt Regency, which is about 1.5 miles away, 2 miles tops, from the main convention center. And it has a slew of restaurants around it. And if they're willing to navigate the traffic and go over towards the Woodfield malls, around the perimeter of the mall and in the mall itself, there's just umpteen hundreds of restaurants all over the place, ranging from every kind of food type you would like. We're going to still concentrate on things that are about 1 mile, 1.5 miles out. I think at the most we're going to get 1.6 miles away from the convention center. And the only reason we're doing that is we're going to give a special call out to one particular restaurant that most Adepticon attendees try to get to at least once.
Right.
And we'll probably save that for last. So, without further ado, I like to call this episode South of I90. So I'm going to pull up the map, and I'm already going to have one of my things showing here. But the reason why I want to explain why this is South of I90 is to kind of give everybody, all the attendees, and especially those people from out of town, kind of the lay of the land to get an idea of what I'm talking about. So without further ado. So again, the Schaumburg Convention Center is right here. And if you go out of the convention center, when I talk about south of I-90, this is south. So this would be behind the convention center. This is where the loading docks and the back parking. If you're looking for a sneaky back parking space and don't mind walking a bit, there is parking behind the convention center.
Well, that's it. You've officially.
I've given away. Well, I still haven't given away my super sneaky spots. But that's one where, again, if you're getting desperate, that's some place to always check out. Again, the weather's crappy. You may not want to do the walking for that, but it's there. But beyond that, then you have what we call I-90. This is the interstate that goes from all the way up to Rockford, Wisconsin, all the way into the city.
Yep.
Or to the airport. If you came into O'Hare Airport, this is probably the highway they took you to get to the Schaumburg Convention Center.
Yep, you probably got off at Meacham and then you're right there.
Yep, right there. Bang, bang, really quick. So when I say restaurant south of I-90, there's a bridge that crosses it, and it is a pedestrian bridge, so there's a sidewalk on it. And you could cross that bridge, and just over that bridge, there is just... Some of you may actually be staying at the Spring Hill Suites Marriott by Chicago. So there's a couple other small chains. Residence Inn is over there. There's a few other hotels that are there. I know that the Embassy, which is over here, tends to fill up in the Wyndham Garden. I don't know how many people stay at that one. So these are the ones that are we will call north of I-90 that are relatively close to the convention center. But I do see people regularly walking that bridge. I don't know whether they're going to hotels over here or other, but there is restaurants. So let's get into that. I've kind of fussed around. So one of the things that we didn't talk about, mainly the restaurants that we talked about on the north side that are within half mile or less, Wendy's will have a breakfast. Culver's doesn't really have breakfast. None of them are really specializing in breakfast foods. So if you're looking for more of a breakfast food or breakfast place, there is the Wildberry Cafe.
Yep. And whether you are out of towner or you are a local, you are looking at an extended wait for this restaurant because the food is in fact that good. So my recommendation would be this. If you are in fact staying at the Schaumburg Convention Center, Renaissance, or any of the adjacent hotels over there, hop on Yelp and do yourselves a favor and join the virtual wait list. What's that? So join the virtual.
You go ahead. We had a little break in internet. You're good.
Oh, that's so fun. All right. So if you are going to Wildberry, get on Yelp, get the Yelp app, download it to your phone, sign up, join the virtual wait list. You can do it while you're at the hotels. You don't actually have to be at the Wildberry parking lot for this to work because you're just in the area. And you join the wait list, and then when your table is almost ready, you head over there. And that way you can minimize the amount of time that you have to wait. And I don't know what the weather's going to be like. And neither do you, unless you're a prognosticator or have a copy of the almanac. But you will get great friggin' service, fantastic pancakes. They have these. I personally love the key lime pie pancakes, but they've got all kinds of different flavors. And you can't go wrong. They've got some great omelets. They've got some great Benedicts. So breakfast food, that's where you go get yourself a nice iced coffee. Have a good start to your day. Right.
The other trick with this is this same restaurant that's serving you a wonderful breakfast in the evening becomes a sports bar and regular restaurant also, the Wildwood, right?
That's right. It's a separate restaurant. It's the same building, the same adjacent building, but it's a different restaurant. It's actually next door to it.
Oh, I've never had the breakfast. I've been to the other one to watch Hawks games and things. Blackhawks hockey team and other things I've watched there.
Yep.
The other thing to remember, too, and this just dawned on me as we're talking about more of the restaurants that are on the south side, because a lot of these places are not only are they restaurants, but they're also bars and taverns and things like that. If my timing is correct, this will also be NCAA basketball tournament season.
Oh, boy.
And that this particular coming 2024 Adepticon, for those of you who are watching in the future, 2024, and this usually happens for every Adepticon, you'll be going the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of Adepticon is usually the Sweet 16 Elite 8 rounds of the tournament. Because the start of the tournament is going to be this Thursday for us, which would be March 14th. So yeah, just to kind of be aware, a lot of these bars are going to be hopping, especially Friday and Saturday nights. They get to kind of be insane from 5 in the afternoon till about 10. Particularly these restaurants that we've talked about south of I-90, so behind the convention center, will be hopping. They'll be very busy. All right, so that's the Wildberry. When you're coming across Meacham, just a little tip, especially if you're driving yourself, it's a 21-minute walk from the convention center doors. If you're coming from the hotel, it might trim a minute or two off because they're going right from the convention center. But figure about 20 to 25 minutes to walk it. Otherwise, it's like a 6-minute car ride. To do yourself a favor, if you're driving, once you get over the bridge, the I-90, the bridge going over I-90 on Meacham, there's going to be a stoplight. Turn left, go east.
Yep.
And then come into the shopping mall through the Costco parking lot and then to the Wildberry. You're not going to want to try to make that turn off of Meacham. I don't think you can to get in the other way if you're heading south. So turn at the light and then come in by the Costco automotive section, and then you'll be able to get to the Wildberry. It'll save you. It's a headache otherwise.
There's
you could shop at Costco.
Well, yeah, you know what? If you want a $1.50 hot dog, because you decided that you were going to buy Magnarax or Blood and Plunder's new box set for $99 and you had to have it. Well, then there you go. Go get your $1.50 hot dog and you won't starve to death and die, because there's nothing worse than a dead gamer.
Yeah, I got to save my. I may have to get that $1.50 because I'm dropping a lot of money at the GCT booth already for my Bushido fix.
Bushido.
I need more snakes.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, okay.
So that's Wildberry, but let's zoom into that area, because this area has a large selection of different places to eat. So if we zoom in, Wildberry, maybe not too much, and that's Westwood Tavern is the name of it. So that's the other one. Again, this turns into the food there is very good. It's barbecue. It's American pub food kind of.
Well, they also have, but they've got great salads. They've got they actually have a really nice sushi selection. You wouldn't think so.
Really?
They've got a really nice sushi selection. Yeah.
Well, I think we may do episode 3 if we have time tonight, and we could talk about the three restaurants off the beaten path, but far away from, and by far I mean probably within 10 miles of the convention center.
Oh, sure.
Just to kind of give a couple extra places to go to. But so there's the Wildberry and the Westwood. Again, if you're looking for breakfast, it's a great place to go, but it will be crowded. Westwood is also a tendency to be a bit crowded, but again, decent food and great drinks. If you're just there to watch a game or something like that, or just to get away from the hotel, it's a nice place to go. Now, if you're looking for quick food on the west side of Meacham Road as you're coming down from the hotel, so the hotel, again, Bridge Hotel, you're coming out, you're going left, heading south. If you keep going, you have your Dunkin' Donuts. So if you want your donuts and coffee, there is the Dunkin'.
Yep, tell them I said hi.
This way, get more map. So there's our Dunkin' Donut. There's our Buffalo Wild Wings. Again, what a better place to watch sports than having some crappy wings and drinks.
Yep.
What else? We're going to zoom in real tight here to see these different things. I love Einstein Bagels. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
That was always one of my favorite bagel places, and they've almost all got out of business. Here is one of the last existing Einsteins. I love Einstein Bagels. So great place.
You may be able to eat inside by the time that this views. Yeah, because the last, since COVID, they've had the dining room shut down.
Oh. So
the last couple of times I've gone in there. But they said that they were reopening it, so they might have done that. Next to that, you've got a Five Guys.
Five Guys, if you're looking for a uber expensive burger. There's your Five Guys. The fries are great. You're going to get a big bag of them, but the burger's overpriced.
You know what? I don't want fries that are so greasy that they leak through the paper bag. That's just me. Whatever.
That's the window to weight gain.
Exactly. Yeah. And then actually, there's one more thing in that plaza. It's a Jimmy John's. So if you want a submarine sandwich, it's actually right on the other side of Einstein Brothers. It's in the corner. It's not on the map. I don't know why. But Jimmy John's is right there.
Can I do a street view on this?
I mean, I think you are. Yep. So scroll down just a little bit, or scroll up, whatever. Yeah, there you go. So it's in that. So that second little walkway there, that actually takes you right into the Jimmy John's, and where the blue line is, that actually is the drive-through for the Jimmy John's.
There's the Jimmy John's. Again, we're giving you beautiful spring-like pictures, but don't expect this to be that way.
Yeah, it might be the case. If it is, cut yourself lucky.
So Jimmy John's, Einstein's. Let's cruise down because there might be something else. There's the Einstein.
No, there was a falafel place there.
There's the joint. Oh, the falafel place is closed. All the falafel places are closing. What's up?
They moved over to Woodfield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which is a shame because I used to go there all the time. But yeah.
So it's a nice little strip mall. Getting in and out of it might be a little bit of a pain, but
there's a light.
You go down. Yeah, you go down further to the light in there. If you look real closely, we're gonna.
Well, yeah, it's the same light that instead of going left to go to the
right, and then you could enter in there.
Right, yeah. If you keep on going down the street here, you've got a Noodles. I don't know where the heck you went.
I don't know what just happened.
Is there Arlington Heights?
Here.
Oh, the Container Store. Oh my goodness, you're over by Kuma's now.
I don't want to do this. It's
yeah.
I want to be over here. I'm trying to get out of Street View, but it won't let
me. There
you
go. That's okay. This is actually
Noodles and
this
Company.
Is the next plaza over from where we were just talking about, right? Where the Jimmy John's and stuff is. There's a Noodles and Company right there. And they've got some it's like a low cost Asian noodles and stuff like that.
It's a chain.
And then if you were to turn around, there is a building there, which you can see the building. It is now a Sweet Green. So that is a salad place. So if you're looking for healthier eats, that's a Sweet Green that you can go to. And then further down from that, you've got the Miller's Ale House.
Okay,
right?
I want to try to get out of this. I want to get out of this view because I want to show the.
Well, this is
hide the imagery. I want to get back to the map, you dumb thing.
No.
Oh my god. This is technology in gaming, Greg, is not. There we go. We're getting better. Get out of this layer. There we go. Scroll out a little bit. So Noodles and Company, I don't know, all of a sudden, recovery tattoo and removal fading. So if you're looking to get rid of a tattoo.
No, those above that's the health boxes for the building. So if a Titan hits the building, you start checking the boxes off. It's a crunchy system that we live in.
There's your Sweet Green health food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are healthy eaters at Adepticon. I am not one of them.
You know what? I'm going to be doing it this year. I'm going to be trying to behave myself.
God.
So we'll see how that works out.
Then there's Miller's Ale House.
Yeah.
Again, it's American pub food.
Yep.
Nothing.
And so
you're about.
Yeah, and then right about here, you're down at the corner, right? So there's not going to be anything after Miller's.
You're about a mile and a half away. You know, once you get to there, you're going to come to what's Golf Road. There's another. This is a big mall area here, where you have a Home Goods, a PetSmart, a whole bunch of things.
And you can't eat any of that stuff. I mean, you can, but you probably shouldn't. But when you go down, that's where the stuff is in here, right? So you got
there's
the Bonchon
here. Korean Bonchon, Cinnaholic.
Yeah. So if you want some cinnamon rolls because you're craving dessert, this is a good place to go. They've got some nice stuff there, cookies and cinnamon rolls.
First Walk is a breakfast place. I've never eaten there.
Don't recommend it. I wanted to recommend it. I've been to the one in Florida many, many times because my brother lives pretty close to one. But honestly, the First Watch here leaves a lot to be desired. So your mileage may vary, but I haven't had good luck with this one.
Cafe Zupas. This is where you go to get your soups and salads. It's very popular.
Salads, half a sandwich, and the sandwiches are good, and so are the soups and the salads. I can't complain about Cafe Zupa. Yeah. Some people don't like it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. As a matter of fact, when I first moved into the neighborhood, this is where I got my first meal from. So I have a special place in my heart for it. I like it a lot.
And right across from it, Trader Joe's.
So you have that $2 chuck. Get that cheap wine, and then go on over to CPK.
Oh, there you go, California Pizza Kitchen, which is just proving to me one of the adages I always said when I was in business on the road: never eat pizza west of the Mississippi.
I mean, I suggest never eating pizza outside of New York, but that's just my philosophy.
Your pizza's too thin. That's a whole nother episode.
That is a whole other discussion. Yeah, and there's people get angry about that subject. They get emotional. It's like, dude,
you do. That's one thing we haven't shown a single pizza place up until now, and
and we still haven't. So,
so if you want to torture yourself, there's the California Pizza Kitchen. And then
there's actually a little. There's a little place right next to the Vision Works. By the way, there's a little sushi place right there.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's kind of a little poke actually.
Oh, okay.
And then you've got your Kuma's Corner. Hey, Greg, what's Kuma's Corner?
Kuma's Corner, and again, I have not eaten here. I've tried to get in once, but I have not. Kuma's Corner is, from what I've been told, and you could elaborate on it better because you've probably eaten here. I would call it as heavy metal meets really good burgers. Now, I will say it's still not the best burger in the Schaumburg area, but within a mile or 2 miles of the convention center, they probably have the best burger. I would say the Assembly has a better burger.
You know what? I'm going to disagree.
Ooh.
I think Kuma's Corner just beats the tar out of the Assembly.
No.
And that tells you how much I like Kuma's Corner. So Kuma's, the heavy metal meets burgers is an accurate description.
You're not going to go there and have a conversation.
No, they play loud music on the TVs. If you're the kind of person that has like misophonia and you can't stand to hear people chew, Go to this restaurant immediately. This place, the music is loud. The videos are cool on the TV. The menu, the different burgers that they have on the menu are all named after either heavy metal bands or heavy metal music. And it's really good stuff. I have never had a bad burger at this place, not even once. And I've had probably between 8 and 10 of their burgers. So, yeah, I recommend it highly. I suggest you get over there, give it a shot, try it out. And every year they sponsor something at Adepticon, like they have a special Adepticon burger. So, there's a long-standing relationship between Adepticon and Kuma's. Yeah, you can't beat it. I really.
Well, look at that,
this would be, if I didn't live in the area, this would be my Adepticon pilgrimage meal.
And I would say, yeah, if you're gonna choose a place to make a pilgrimage for food, Kuma's Corners it. And I will say a lot of people do do that. Hours, just to kind of let you know, because if you're doing late hours, let's go back. Late hours closes around 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And that's today. We're taping this on a Tuesday. So Thursday 10, you get later hours on Friday or Saturday. They're pretty stringent though about closing at 11.
Yeah.
So if you get in there at 10:50, they're probably going to serve you still. But if you get there after 11, which is sad, a lot of the restaurants used to close around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, still serving food. But since COVID, that's kind of gone by the wayside.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't walk into a restaurant 1 hour
prior to close. No,
I won't even do it. I respect the kitchen staff too much to do that stuff. Plus, I've seen waiting, so I know how this works. I don't need pubes in my food. So
I did it again.
That is okay. So that is Kuma's Corner. Now, if you are at the Hyatt,
so the Hyatt is right there. If you're at the Hyatt, you're within walking distance.
Yeah. Of all of that stuff that we just mentioned right there, right? But you've also got, if you want a more expensive meal and maybe something for Sunday after the con, Perry's Steakhouse and Grill. On Sundays, they do a really nice piece of pork. It's like a pork chop. Applesauce. It's good. It really is good. I feel like Perry's is a little bit overpriced, but it's good. All right. It's
a hotel restaurant, but at least it's always overpriced when you're attached to a restaurant or close to a restaurant, or I'm sorry, a hotel. Yeah. But at least you are getting something of quality. It just might be a little over the top. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely value. And then also attached to the hotel, you've got the CityWorks Grill. It works. It's passable, right? I'm not going to say it's great, but it's passable. So if you want a nice cold beer, some decent fries, a decent burger, they've got some good sandwiches, stuff like that, Americana type stuff. This is the place. It's good, and it's attached to your Hyatt hotel if you happen to be staying at that hotel, right?
Or if you're doing your gaming there. So
if you're doing historicals, if you're doing Saga, and you want a nice meal,
Johnny
come on
Reb,
out, grab a meal, go back in, whatever.
Johnny Reb, you're doing some tank game, World War II tank games. All that stuff is going to be over there. So you have some options. And again, Kuma's Corners right within walking distance of it. All those other ones that we showed, and let me bounce out of this, just to kind of give you a perspective. Everything that we talked about. So Hyatt's here. All those other restaurants that we talked about are around the perimeter. The Miller's Ale House, these are within all walking distance of you, particularly these things right around here. So that would be Kuma's, that would be Zupa's, that would be a California Pizza Kitchen. That's all within walking distance. And just within walking distance on the other side of that, again, it's a little high end, but we have the Capitol Grill. That's probably too pricey, I would say, because you're looking at $4 or $5. It looks like $4 signs there.
Yeah, the Capitol Grill can get a little expensive. I'll say this. I know we weren't going to talk about it, but
go for it.
If you are talking walking distance of the Hyatt, you can. Yeah, I mean, this is not walking distance together, but of the Hyatt, you see there's that street that goes right across Gulf Road right there. That'll take you into the perimeter of the mall. Once you're in the perimeter of the mall, you've got Roadhouse. You've got the Olive Garden.
Yeah, let's go over really quick what's over within walking distance. And you'll see this looking straight out from the Hyatt. You have an Olive Garden.
Yep.
You have a Longhorn.
A Longhorn. There you go. Yep.
If you go down a little more, you have a COVID clinic.
Yeah.
You have Shake Shack.
Yeah, the Shake Shack right there. So they're burgers and fries and stuff like that, right?
Then you have a little further down. You get into this one. This is when you get a little more. You have a Mod Pizza,
which actually that is the first legitimate pizza place we talked about on the menu, right? Because Mod. Here's the thing about Mod. The crust isn't bad. They let you pick your own toppings. If you want to do something truly stupid, like Dr. Dice usually does, you get like everything on the pizza. Like, oh, it's in a bucket. Throw it on my pizza. Whatever. And it works out nice. And they've got like the little glazes and stuff like that you can get. I enjoy Mod. Look, I'm not. Yeah, it's
okay.
And then you got the smash burger right there.
You have Kura. If you're looking for sushi, here's your first sushi place, Kura revolving sushi bar.
Yep, which is very neat. Now, I'm going to give you a tip for Kura. You are not going to be able to just get in and sit down probably. The place has always got a little bit of a wait, whereas Smash Burger and Mod usually don't. You can usually just walk right in. If you decide to go to Kura, what you want to do is get yourself on the wait list with the iPad up front. Send over somebody to just be a pioneer and have them do that. Then what you do is, when you get in there, they're going to seat you at a table. If you're lucky, you're seated on the far side, left side of the restaurant where the little trays, because it's a revolving sushi restaurant, like, right? So there's a little conveyor belt where the sushi comes out in these little containers, and it comes out around and goes to all the tables. If you're on the far left side, you're getting it just as it comes out of the kitchen. If you're on the far right side, you're not getting anything because everybody's going
to grab it before you.
Yeah. But luckily, they do let you use the touch screen to order, and you can order whatever it is that you want that would normally be on the conveyor belt, but they just send it out to you because there's these little conveyors that actually, come down directly to your table area. So doesn't matter where they sit you in the restaurant. You're either going to get it from the kitchen right there, or you're going to get it from the kitchen when you order, but you can do it either way. But Kura, I really recommend it. I go there. I enjoy it. It's good. And then don't forget to get the ice cream at the end. The ice cream, it's like this little
your mochi?
Not the mochi. It's not tataki. It's maybe it is. Basically, it's like a little pastry that looks like a fish that's got this lovely chocolate inside of it.
Oh.
And that is stuck into your ice cream. And so you kind of eat them together, and it's a really nice little fried dessert. It's really good. And then over from that, you've got your Naf Naf. Again, if you're the kind of person that's going to go to Sweet Green, you might go to Naf Naf. And then you've got your Blackwood, right? So the Blackwood barbecue, again, getting a little bit more expensive, but still really good stuff.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, the brisket's always good. Many different sauces.
You'll get a little container with your different sauces, so you could sauce it up however you want. But I've eaten here a few times. It's okay. It's all right. They're nice because I think they give back to the community too, with donations and things along those lines. So
yeah,
it's all right. It's all right. And then kind of just to round out what's on the perimeter side of here.
Oh God, you're not going to talk. Yeah, I guess you are.
TGI Friday. I'm going really quick because I want to kind of keep us here.
Oh no, I was just like, you're going to avoid the Hooters that's down right below that.
Well, you got the Hooters, but that's there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that's the
Hooters.
That's where older Hooter waitresses go to die. That's really unfair of me, but that's just kind of
your TGI Fridays. There's a couple other places that have recently opened up. I'm trying to see if they're gonna.
So that right there is the Shabu Shabu.
That's the Shabu. Yeah, I wanted to get to this one.
Yeah. So, are you familiar with Shabu?
Jason's been there a couple times. This is the one where the robot serves you, isn't it?
They've got a robot. Kerr has a robot too. What they do over here is you order whatever meats you want, and they bring them out to your table. They ask you when you first sit down, what kind of broth
there on the grill there?
It's actually a hand. It's like it's a dead teddy bear. I don't know which. It's like face down.
Dead teddy bear. Yeah.
It's like looking at clouds. Anyway, that's so the stack of meat that was in that picture that you just showed there. That's how they bring it out to you. They bring it out. The robot brings that out. And when you first sit down, they ask you, okay, what kind of broth do you want? They've got a number of different broths. They've got sweet broth. They got a savory broth. They got whatever else. And then you go up to the salad bar area and you pick out whatever veggies and noodles and sauces for dipping and stuff that you want. Then you go back and you chuck all of your veggies into the broth. You just let the veggies steep down and cook, and just add their beautiful flavor components to the broth. Then you bring the meat, and the meat is very, very thin. And the reason they call it shabu is because that's kind of the sound the meat makes as it cooks. Shabu. And that's what they said anyway. But it cooks very quickly because it's so thin.
Yeah.
And then you just take it out of the broth and you use it.
And here would be your waiter.
That's the waiter. Yeah. So I really like shabu. It's a little bit on the
pricey side.
It is on the pricey side. You're looking at about $36 a person, I think. But it is really good. There's a lot. You could eat a lot of food there. So if you're looking to consume mass quantities, this place will let you. And I think it's basically just like an all-you-can-eat for like 2 hours of gorging yourselves. So if you really want to have a competition, any of you large mammals want to try to put them out of business. Let's see how that goes.
So the one thing I will say about this is I love the picture. I love this picture of this restaurant's exterior, so you get an idea of what it looks like. You know why? Because this is the weather you're going to have.
It's snowing. Yeah.
It's snowing. There's no leaves on everything, and it's cold.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
While all the other ones look nice, don't expect good weather. All right. Well, that kind of gives us we went a little longer than we wanted, and we went a little farther around, but that gives you, I would say that gives you everything within a 2.5 mile around. Now, again, there are a lot more restaurants around Woodfield, and around the perimeter of Woodfield and inside of Woodfield.
Oh yeah.
So if none of these suggestions have cropped up, jump on Google Maps, take a look at that, take a look at what's inside Woodfield. Aside from a bunch of different restaurants in Woodfield, there's a lot of shopping to do. So if you have a significant other that's come with you for the trip and they're looking for something to do, they could probably waste a half or a day just wandering around Woodfield. It is not one of those dying malls of America, and not Mall of America dying, but I mean one of those empty, abandoned malls. It is full. It is usually hopping, and it's usually busy. And they have they range from high end to specialty stores, the whole 9 yards. So it's not just a couple cheap ones here. They do have a couple big empty anchor stores that are empty, but it's otherwise doing well. And then the restaurant selection's great. There's a comedy club in there. So if you're looking for something to do on a Friday or Saturday night, you can see who's playing at the comedy club, and you can go check that out just as something different.
My glass is invisible.
Ooh, that's freaky.
My Klingon technology is working!
Finally, his stealth technology is working. So that was episode 2, which we like to call South of I90. If we have enough time, we're going to do episode 3, which is choice restaurants that are out of the way of Adepticon. So if you don't mind being a little bit adventurous, have a car, and want to travel around a little bit, we're going to give you a couple suggestions. Dr. Dice will probably have stuff that's more north and east. I'm going to probably have stuff that's more south and west, just because that's where we kind of live in relation to the convention center. So, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. Ring that bell, give us that thumbs up, tell it that gives us an idea we're on the right track. If you have gone to any of these restaurants in the past and want to give comments to other people to let them know what to expect, if you disagreed with what it is, or if you didn't like something, or you did like something, throw a comment in there. Let people know what you know, because hopefully this will be here for ages down the line, so people get an idea of what's in the area when they come to fabulous Schaumburg, Illinois to go to Adepticon. And last but not least, subscribe. And also check out Dr. Dice Game Reviews, because, not only is he an Epicurean, he is a gaming expert that reviews games.
I know things.
He knows things more than...
I'm on Instagram. Look me up.
Look him up. So, again, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this. Hope this gives you a little bit of information and a better idea of what's around the area of Adepticon, and we hope to see you there. Until that time, have a great day or evening, wherever you may be. So long, everybody.